In this video we're going to be looking over this Olympus OM10 35mm film SLR camera equipped with the 50mm f1.8 prime lens. And as I was preparing this one for sale and checking it over, I thought I would just make a video and show the things that I would want to see if I were looking over one of these out in the wild somewhere. So I'm going to put in a couple of batteries. These do not come with it, but they're here just for our test purposes. And I'm going to put the cover back on. A nickel is the perfect key for these, and I always like to back this up just till I feel that thread engage, just so I don't accidentally cross-thread that, because that's a mess if that happens. Okay, now we got our batteries in, and we can check the batteries by turning this little lever right here, which has a battery check. We can hear the audible sound and also the light over here that tells us the batteries are loaded and they're good. One thing about this switch here, I've looked at a lot of Olympus OM10s, and this switch is supposed to have nice detents on the on, the off, and the self-timer positions, as this one does. But a lot of these have no detents, and it's just smooth from one extent to the other without feeling any of these. So be aware of that. This one is good, but there are a lot of them out there where that does not work right anymore. The other thing is over here, the camera is set for auto right now. There's a place for a manual adapter, and that was a special little thing that plugged into this port right here, and it sits right there. And if you have that, then you can set it on manual adapter and use it as a manual camera. But as it sits here without that, we have to leave it on auto. There's also a bulb setting if you want to do that, and you can just flip that up there from there. But I'm going to leave it on auto. The film speed is set here. Now I'm going to set this at ASA, or ISO as it's more commonly known today, 25. And I'm going to point it right here in this light right here. And I'm going to have this at f1.8. Very fast shutter speed. I'm going to step this up to f16. Much longer shutter speed. And then I'm going to turn this light off and leave it the same. Longer shutter speed yet. Then I'm going to turn up the ASA just a little bit here. And much quicker because it was set for faster. So that's showing us that the electronics are controlling the shutter speed as they should. Then let's try out the self-timer, and we're going to just set this back here. Now I've set that to self-timer, and then we're going to push the button here. We see the light here and we hear the beeping. So we'll just let the camera continue to finish its cycle. And it did. So the self-timer is working. At that point now I'm just going to turn the camera back on, and we're going to look around the back. And we open the back by pulling up on the film rewind crank. Back pops open like that. We see it's got a cloth focal plane shutter. And we're going to watch this and the film advance as I run the film advance. We saw the curtain go across, and we saw the film advance work. We'll do that one more time. Then the other nice thing that we want to check is when we do the film rewinding on this camera, and that is set right here. You have to turn that up like that, and then this will run freely back the other way. And then if you bring the advance lever forward, then it will not anymore, and it just works like that. and back on the front of the camera it has turned back to the normal orientation. So that is working as well. So the camera seems to be in pretty good condition functionally. I'm going to take out these batteries since those are not included, so I'm going to remove those and carefully put this door back in. Felt that was in the threads just right, so I could tighten that up. We're going to take the lens off and look at this. Nice smooth focus. The aperture ring has nice clicks. And then if we look through and work this control right there, we can see quick aperture blades opening and closing. And if we shine a bright LED flashlight through, I see some internal dust, but I don't see fog or haze or fungus down in there. I don't know how well that's showing up here, but I do see some dust, so beware of that. Then I like to look at the camera here in the mirror box, and well, I took the batteries out, so I can't really check it right now, but everything looked good, and it worked well. And let's just load this lens back on. We know the filter threads are good because we had this filter screwed in. And there's an Olympus lens cap that then fits also. So, all in all, a fairly nice example of the Olympus OM10 35mm film camera.